Scotland, and service judge Gavin Smith from England. Let's welcome the players onto court from Russia, the number 6 seeds, Vitaly Durkin and Nina Vislova, and their opponents, the number 7 seeds, Mittelheisser and Audrey Fontaine.
So our second offering of the day, 2015 Scottish Open Grand Prix mixed double semi-finals up next, match 2. Vitaly Durkin of Russia and Nina Vislova, the 6 seeds. They're up against Mittelheisser and Audrey Fontaine of France, the 7th seeds. Very little between them world ranking wise as well. 25th in the world, the team leading out, the Russians, looking somber and focused. And 37th ranked, the French team. So Audrey's been wearing a black armband, the French lady, whilst playing all week as a mark of respect and sympathy following the Paris massacres. So in the chair, Elaine Banquier of Scotland. Scorer, Gavin Smith of England, the service judge. Nina Vislova then, 29 years of age. Durkin, partner, 36 years old. Top half of the draw this match. They're ranked 25th in the world, these two. There's their path through. What a win that was for them. You saw the might of Michael Fuchs in the last match. Well, himself and Birgit Michels of Germany, the delightful Birgit, were ousted yesterday by the Russian duo. That was a really good win for them. And you can see they're ranked 25th there. They have been as high as 16th in the world. That was back in March 2010. They played 17 tournaments together this year. The Russians, a team well travelled. And here's the French team in purple. Audrey Fontaine, born in Rennes, resides in Paris. Made her international debut in 2009. They played 15 tournaments together this year, these two. They made the runner-up of the Finnish Open and the Kharkiv International as well. 4 quarterfinals, Swiss Open, Orleans International, Russian Open and the Prague Open, amongst others. 8 first-round losses. But she's playing alongside Gaëtan Mittelheisser from France, and together they are the 7th seeds. They've been as high as 29th in the world, but currently ranked 37th. Their ranking high of 8 points above where they are today was back in September. There's their road to the semi-final. Beat the McGees in the last match in the quarter-final. Very close affair, that one. 3 close games. Coming through 21-19 in the decider after 47 minutes. Should be an interesting one, this one, Gail.
Yes, I've never seen the French pair before. They're very young and they're up and coming, so I'm really interested to see how they play against a much more experienced Russian pair. When I say experienced, it means that I've played against them, so therefore they're experienced or older. I've played against Durkin and Vislova many times, so I'm interested to see how they're still playing. If they still can maintain that level that I remember, and just to see how the French adapt into this is quite a big tournament for them. This is a semi-final. They were the 7th seed, so they've done better than expected to get here. So yeah, I'm just intrigued to watch this one.
You're doing very well not to be out of breath, having just run back from that interview position. Well done.
Oh, I'm still fit, Paul. Still got it.
I saw you on Eternal Glory. You won it, didn't you?
Oh, I was going to mention that, but if you want to.
So there's the French coach in picture in the blue there, looking anxious, as all coaches do at the start, thinking, have I done a good job with the preparation? Of course, as we said earlier, it's all about Olympic qualifying at this stage in the year. There's Mittelheisser just rehearsing his serve. Anxious moments these, just last-minute exam nerves, bit of revision. And there's his partner just tying those laces as tightly as she can. Double knots you'd imagine. Don't want any slippage.
And both French players are wearing knee-length socks.
What's that, compression?
Well, maybe new fashion. We're obviously behind the times. We're obviously too old for the fashion. I'm not wearing my knee-length socks today, are you?
Definitely not.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Durkin, Nina Vislova, Russia. On my left, Mittelheisser, Fontaine, France. Fontaine to serve to Nina Vislova. Lavaux, play.
So Fontaine to get us underway then. Far end of your picture. Yeah, back to the socks, Gail. So compression socks, presumably to keep the muscles warm, you'd imagine.
Yes.
Wouldn't just be a fashion statement.
I'm guessing compression. Obviously, badminton, you're on your toes a lot. It's very dynamic, and you're always pushing off and change your direction. So calves and Achilles are prone to being, pulled or torn. So especially if someone's got a weakness in that area, it is best to keep them warm. And yeah, these new technologies of sportswear now, any little bit of help is very much appreciated by athletes.
It's all about gaining those marginal edges at this level, that's for sure.
2-0. Service over. 3-2.
That was a good disguised drop shot there from Mittelheisser. He jumped up. It's very, you assume that the man is going to smash, but he did a reverse slice drop shot. Caught Durkin off guard.
Good backhand smash from Fontaine. It's the 6th time that these teams have locked horns, and I can tell you that the Russian seeds at 6th are 5-0 up over the head-to-head stranglehold. Their last encounter was in the Russian Open in July, where they won in straight games.
Well, right now the French pair are more dynamic, they're faster, they're feistier on court, they're the ones creating the rallies, they're putting their stamp on the game, and the Russians are very, very slow in starting off.
And they're peppering their attack onto Vislova, I noticed. So that stopped the rot. There was 4 in a row for the French team. But the Russians bite back.
Well, there's good anticipation from Vislova. She comes in, takes the initiative with the backhand, reacts well, and then can kill the shuttle for the next shot. Vislova has got a very, very strange action. It's not a typical style of badminton. She's left-handed, she's very tall as well. And it's amazing all the shots that she can read, and it draws you into playing right onto her racket. Very clever player.
Service over. 7-5.
An unforced error from Durkin there. This is simple setting up the play for mixed doubles. Shouldn't be making those mistakes. That should just be played into court. There's There's no need to go for such fine margins at this stage of the game.
Service over. 6, 7.
Great cross court from Mittelheisser. The women's place on the mixed doubles court is at the net, but it's very important to twist and turn if you're going to get through that the female at the front of the mixed doubles. And that was really good, perfect angle, perfect height of that shuttle. Vislova just couldn't quite reach it.
Just perhaps still coming to terms with the drift, just spilling along over the back line. Great defense from the young Frenchman, Mittelheisser.
Well, Durkin, that was a real opportunity to show his prowess on the return of serve, and he took it way too calmly. That should have been killed right onto the floor.
11-6, interval.
So a little bit of a sort of subpar start, slightly relaxed, let's say, from Durkin in particular. But that's not to discredit the French in any way. They've been super alert from the off, the young French duo.
But you can't control your opponents, you can only control yourself. So the French have done everything exactly spot on. They're a young pair, they need to come out really fresh, really feisty, show, be in the face of their opponents, and they've done exactly that. And the Russians are just, they've got no coach with them either. They don't look like they're too happy with each other, they're not talking to each other. It's, yeah, a bit of a cause for concern, but whether they can get over whatever's between them, because you have to be a partnership on that court. You can't be in a mood with each other. You need each other. So I don't know whether they know how to get the best out of each other from now on.
Yeah, they've played 15 tournaments together this year. Runner-up in the Finnish Open and the Kharkiv International. Done a lot of travelling together.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, if you've done that many tournaments, it can maybe a bit of tiredness can sink in.
Well, it's like a marriage, isn't it, being on the road together for that long, frankly. You know, it must get grueling.
Yeah, it does. It's not only physically tiring, it's very mentally draining as well.
Oh, wonderful deception from Vislova there.
That's what she's best at. She's so frustrating to play against, because you expect one shot and you get a completely different one.
Service over. 13-7.
What was your record like against her, Gail?
I never lost her, of course.
Should have known.
Wait, yeah.
Service over.
I am quite a bit older than her, so I probably played her when she was about 12.
Fontaine quick to pounce with the backhand smash.
Service over. 14-8.
Good follow-up here.
Well, she did her job absolutely spot on. She'd played a simple net return and followed it up. Look for that interception.
Service over. 9-14.
Well, there's an energy in the Russian camp now. They look buoyed.
That crept over the net. She hit that really hard, as if it was going to the back of the court, but it caught the top of the net. You don't want to hit it onto Vislova's forehand. That's where she's very, very good. You need to hit it onto her backhand.
Good power in the Durkin smash.
14.
So they're clawing it back here, you feel. The Russians with 2 in a row.
Well, that's what Durkin's got to do. He's got to hit those cross-court smashes. The return straight will go onto Vislova's forehand. Sets her up perfectly. That area, that forehand corner of the Russian half, where Vislova's on her forehand. The French have got to avoid that. They've got to hit 3-corner badminton.
Service over. 15-12.
Gaetan Mittelheisser taking his time. Mittelheisser with the decisive smash then to seal the point after a long, grueling rally.
It was great mixed doubles from both pairs, and the French pair had the Russians working around each other like they were playing level doubles, like it was women's doubles or men's doubles. Vislova's a very good ladies doubles player. She was working her, she was very comfortable being at the back of the court, no problems whatsoever. The French pair stuck to traditional woman at the front, man at the back, and they just kept in there, kept going, and they managed to get that break. When a guy in mixed doubles does a cross-court shot and puts his partner in trouble, you can have words with him. That's what I always say. It was a wrong choice of shot from Mittelheisser. Cross-court, straight onto the forehand of Durkin.
Brilliance from Durkin there to redeem himself.
14-16.
This is pure improvisation. You cannot teach those shots. It just really is just getting that shuttle, using your wrist, knowing where that court is, using all that experience. Perfect shot.
Service over.
Fontaine did very well there. She was flicked, she was on her back foot. That's not an easy shot to do, and the Russians should have pounced firmer on her for that shot, but in the end, she was just able to get, they see that glimpse of opportunity.
So both teams running away with 2 points at a time in the latter stages of this game. Looked like a little bit of a miss hit there.
She didn't hit that flick serve cleanly at all. And Vislova's a tall girl. All she had to do was just clip it down.
Mittelheisser again, just marginally stronger overhead. It's a telling advantage, although only very slight.
But he attacked that short serve, and that's what I like to see in mixed doubles. I really want to see the guys really go for it.
Service over. 16-19.
Yeah, Mittelheisser did everything right there, apart from that last shot. Should have just been a soft shot, soft block into the net, but just perfect height for Durkin to come in and kill.
Terrific return from Fontaine, so quick to pounce, took the shuttle really early.
And again on Vislova's backhand side. She knew not to play on that forehand because Vislova is so deceptive. Again, crossed her. It's her weak side.
So the French team then take the opening game after 14 minutes, 21 points to 16.
And credit to them. They deserve it. Absolutely deserve that first set. I think that maybe there was a complacency about the Russians, maybe with their track record against the French pair. They thought, oh, well, we're favourites in this. We've beaten them 5-0 so far. We are going to win this. And what the French done have gone, you know what, if you're going to beat us, you've got to really beat us. You've got to work really hard. And that is the best attitude you can take. They're a young pair, you know, and I'm loving watching them because, okay, there's a few little errors or a few little tactical mistakes that as someone like myself, I want to tweak a little bit. But what I love is that feistiness about it. And that is what you should do. You don't know what your opponents are going to do, but you can control your attitude and your approach to a match. And I think, you know, fair play to French, and they thoroughly deserve that.
Yeah, they lost 5 matches to the Russians, as you were sort of implying, Gail, and of course they lost 3 in 2014, but twice in those 3 losses were 3-game matches, so they've been there before. Can they now consolidate and build from that game lead that they have? Although they really are trailing. Let's have a look at some of the stats, Gail, from that opening game.
Well, for me, it's about how they're acting as one on court together. And yeah, it's not much in it when you look at stats like that. But when you see the pair on court, you've got a Russian pair that have barely said 2 words to each other. They can't really look at each other in the eye. And you've got another pair that are really fighting for each other, really communicating and shouting for each other. You know, for me, that's more telling than a few points won here or there, but we shall see.
Yes, it's all about energy, good doubles, isn't it? And attitude. There's also an expectation on the Russian duo here, but they're trailing a game.
One love. Service over.
It was the right shot from Mittelheisser. You want to pin the woman in the rear court. That's the area that she's not the most comfortable in. So it was a great shot, but just wide. Well played, Vislova. Absolutely perfect. And there's something really self-confidence about being at the back of the court and the guy's trying to take the mickey out of you. You're going, yeah, you just stay there, love. And you win that point. There is something so gratifying about that. Fantastic.
So the Russians with a far stronger start in the second game than in the opening game. It's a really unusual stance that Vislova gets into off of her partner's serve, isn't it? It's almost like she's kind of expecting the shuttle over to her right. Take a look. Quite quirky.
If I told you this has got better, it was way worse.
Was it?
Oh,
well, it makes her late for this forehand here, surely, don't you think?
This has improved.
Aren't you supposed to be equidistant between forehand and backhand?
Oh, not with Vislova, no. When I first saw her play, she must have been 16 or 17 years old, and your jaw just dropped because it didn't make sense. She used to hit her backhands with a forehand, and she used to just twist her arm in some strange movements, and you were so busy playing against her going, what are you doing, that you forget you're actually playing and she's winning because you can't get over her style. But this is a much improved style, believe me.
I guess essentially she's trying to protect her backhand a little and almost sell them to go to the forehand. Well, whatever they're doing, they're getting it right now.
Service over.
Great return there from the young Mittelheisser.
Very good. One of the best returns you can do in mixed doubles. Early onto that shuttle, looks like you're going to attack it and then just guide that shuttle down.
Service over. 7-3.
Well, they've been there before, the French team. They've taken a game a couple of times against the Russian higher ranked pairing in purple. They can't follow up.
Service over. 4-7.
And you'd imagine, Gail, critical for these two in white, the French team, to keep trying to get ahead in this game and keep the pressure on the Russians.
Service over.
Something they're unable to do.
8-4.
Yeah, it's just given the Russians more confidence now. They've got a few points or distance between them. They've been there, done that. They've got more experience. Yeah, lovely drop shot from Durkin. Very, very softly played, very disguised.
9-4.
In mixed doubles, the girl's got to be aware of that cross-court smash. She has to commit to the centre of the court as well, so she can cover her partner as well. So that leaves that backhand drop shot wide open, but you've got to get it spot on. And he did that very, very well. Fontaine was a little bit slow to react to it. I feel that she could have got there, maybe just a few nerves just got in the way.
Oh, it didn't miss by much. The idea was right. Couldn't quite execute.
4.
So, experience starting to tell, you feel, for the Russians who had a very slow start in the opening game. Far from it here.
Service over.
Well, at least they're communicating with each other now. There was a high five there, or just some sort of togetherness.
Brilliant. Aiming for the right hip of Vislova there. The left-hander was exposed.
10.
Yeah, so that's perfect placement. She's very forehand. She likes to stand on her forehand defense. She turns her body round, so she covers her backhand, and she really wants to hit forehand. And Fontaine absolutely spot on to hit towards her backhand side. She wasn't ready.
Good play again, gunning for the backhand of Vislova there. Excellent from Mittelheisser, very alert.
It's actually very, very intelligent mixed doubles for someone so young to keep that control, to keep that sense of just going to play that soft into the tram lines and just keep that steadiness and set himself up. Very, very experienced, or that's experienced play for someone so young.
Coach looks like he's got red socks on. That's a compression plant. Good play from the Russians to reassert their authority here. And takes us into the mid-game interval then. After just 23 minutes played. They're in the ascendancy this time. And they're more to the point, as you said, so rightly, Gail, there's communication between them now. You just saw a fist pump at the end of this point, and they're starting to become a little bit more animated, as indeed they need. The energy is up.
They still look tired. I mean, this is the semi-finals of the Scottish Grand Prix. They should be a lot more alert. And yes, we can talk about it's a long qualifying year for Rio, and there are many tournaments these players have to go on the circuit just to accumulate points. But I still can't understand why they're so down. They need to be, up for it. And this is a pair that they should be beating. A pair they've got a great record against.
You're absolutely right. Perhaps it took it out of them beating Fuchs and Michels in the last round, the top seeds. Emotionally, you never know, do you?
Yeah,
it's a tight 3-set
true.
match.
Yes, very true. After such a great win, it can be a come down as well, because you're playing against a pair that, again, you're expected to win quite easy. You've just beaten the #1 seeds, the pair that were expected to beat to win the Scottish Open, and then you're playing someone completely different. Yeah, great play from Vislova again. She's a very good ladies doubles player.
13-7.
Over on court 2, I can tell you that Lena Kirchfeld of Denmark has just pulled the upset, beating Beatrix Corrales of Spain, second seed out.
That's a good smash from Mittelheisser. Found the gap. Vislova covered the line, covered the straight smash.
Yeah, forehand dominance from the Russians.
Good tactic switch there as well. So that Durkin played a net shot return, and he stayed in at the net to put pressure on Fontaine. So immediately when you're a girl and you see the guy at the net, you instantly want to lift out, and Vislova was ready.
Service over. 9-15. Service over.
With mixed doubles, there's a real battle of the girls. The net is their battleground. So yeah, when you win those points, very important.
Service over.
A roar from Mittelheisser as he finds that deep corner on the Russian court.
11-16. Hey. 12-16.
'Wow, a collective gasp in the arena here as everybody was so shocked that Mittelheisser missed that smash.
17-12.
Vislova very keen off that net cord there, did so well to turn that around. Still the Russians, 5-point advantage in this second game.
It's over. 13-17.
Fontaine, she's not letting up at the net, and that's what I like to see, that aggressiveness at the net. She's got a good mix of the net shots, and she likes to intercept. Good power from the front of the court.
Service over. 18-13.
there seems something academic about this Russian team. It's almost like they have another gear they shifted into at the back end of this game to keep the pressure on the French team. Youngsters up against it now.
Yeah, this is too much of a deficit now for them to try and come back. So they're already thinking about the third set.
Service over. 14-20. 15-20.
Can they?
16-20.
I just said they were going to think about the third set. They might not even think about that. They might be able to get in too.
Yeah, still in this. 4 game points then for the Russian 6 seeds. And they ignited into life then just when they needed to. And on the stroke of half an hour, they level up. And they're going to take us into a deciding game.
Vislova, 21-16, 1 game all.
Well, the Russians should have won that a lot more comprehensively. They were the better pair. They had answers to all the French tactics. So I mean, it's good to see them talking. Well, not quite yet, but there's more communication, there's more togetherness. But I have a feeling that Vislova needs to just, whether Durkin's still asleep or it just feels like he's not quite reached his peak yet on court, and I'm not saying I'm worried about it, but I wouldn't like that if my partner was that casual on court. Even though this is a pair that, you know, they're good, they're up and coming, I'd want to stamp my authority much more than what he is doing.
Yeah, he's quite a somber sort of character, isn't he? His body language is a little bit sort of, not despondent, but not far off, really. He's just low-key, isn't he? Perhaps that's just his persona. But as you say, you're looking for somebody beside you to really respond, aren't you? And they're going for the high fives, which is nice, and the energy is building. But you'd imagine a coach, if there were one with them, would be looking for more from him and just to own the court more.
Exactly. He's a better player than this. And that's what's frustrating from a spectator point of view, watching someone of his standard just being very, very casual. So for me personally, I'd like him to be a lot more aggressive. Yeah, just be much more, just be more assertive. And
yeah, I mean, he's been a top 20 player, his career high of 16 as this team. But at the moment, it's going to be interesting. It's all about the start here in this deciding game, particularly for the French.
Love all. Play.
Again, cross court from the French male into Vislova's backhand side and just causing her all sorts of problems. He's been very dictatorial overhead, has Mittelheisser here. Very strong. Well, you did feel that a good start for the French younger team out here against the team of experience in purple is an absolute must. And they've come out ignited in this deciding game.
Service over. 1-2.
Durkin finds a hole in their court, though.
Yeah, that's the experience of an established mixed doubles player against a young up-and-coming one.
Wow, Fontaine with the lightning reflexes just spilling over the back line on that one. Good defense, though. Didn't miss by much.
And what's good to see from a lady mixed doubles point of view is that she's standing her ground at the front of the court. She's not afraid of that shuttle. Just got to keep that control.
Service over. 3-2. 2.
A nonplussed face of Durkin.
Again, the right shot. He knew that there was no way Mittelheisser would get this shuttle, but...
Bit too greedy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Just as you think the French are pulling away something special.
4.
That is a massive risk to do that shot, because if Fontaine had taken a chance, she could have just stuck her racket up. So on her forehand side, she could have intercepted that, but he took that chance.
Good leave. 2 points back to back then for Durkin Vislova. As they level up here.
Very clever play. Use the drop shot very, very effectively. And Fontaine, she's not the best mover to that front in a lunge position. She's quite clumsy.
Service over.
Vislova just clipped it with the end of her racket.
Yeah, risky return as well. That was on the forehand of Vislova. Probably didn't expect it.
Fontaine quick to pounce. Good set play.
6, 4.
Bad return from Durkin. Really, really not thinking at all. As the girl, that's what you look for. Straight away, you serve and you're ready on your forehand. And he played straight into the hands of Fontaine.
Again, body language looking despondent. Challenge seemingly fading by the higher ranked duo there in purple. But we've seen it before, and suddenly they fight back and level up. 3 points favouring the French team. It's almost as if Durkin wasn't quite trusting Vislova there, having to cover her ground just in case she wasn't going to get there.
Yeah, this was an interesting rally because people were hesitating. They weren't quite sure whether it was their shot, your shot. And in the end, just that hesitation cost the Russians.
And a dismissive look at the end of it. A roar from Mittelheisser. 5 points separates them now.
Yeah, he's playing a risky game though, Mittelheisser. These cross-court drives are, yeah, he's taking his chances, and at the moment he's lucky because Durkin's making some mistakes, but this is where the experience comes in. You know, you can get very testosterone-y. You know, I'm the bloke, I'm going to hit it as hard as I can, and it's bloke versus bloke, and it's very testosterone. But actually, it's the clever play that wins mixed doubles matches.
Oh, brilliant. Powerful overhead again.
But he set it up with a soft shot.
10-5.
So there, the layoff, which set him up perfectly for the forehand cross-court.
Service over. 6-10.
So, point to head positively into the mid-game interval then for the French in this decider.
Service over.
Yeah, that was a weak shot. I already knew that that backhand was going exactly where it was, and so did Vislova. She read that backhand shot perfectly, and she was on that straight away.
Oh, they've made it. They head into the mid-game interval then, 11 points to 7 out of 38 minutes Encouraging times for French badminton. They've got 2 teams in the semi-finals here. Labar and Leffel, the 3rd seeds. They're up against Lamsvus and Hertricht, the Germans, later.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. And they're playing, I won't say traditional mixed doubles, but this is where they're playing. We've got Fontaine, who's at the front. She's very confident being at the front. Even when the shuttle is flying past her, she's standing her ground. She's playing some lovely soft net touches, which sets her partner up, but she's also been aggressive herself. She's not the best mover when Durkin drops her. So if Durkin can just move her about, maybe get her at the back of the court and then do those drop shots, that's where they can open the court out. But Mittelheisser's got to be wary. He can't keep just doing these cross-court drives all the time because he's going to get caught out. But if he can still be clever, doing those soft shots to set himself up, he's got a very, very good smash. If he can keep doing that, play clever, then this French pair have got a chance of winning this.
And they had a run of 5 consecutive points to go 9-4 in the middle of that last game. Can they sustain the momentum? Now, 11 points to 7 as we resume. It's that backhand side again. Vislova trying desperately to get around and hit a forehand smash. Not quite quick enough.
12.
Yeah, and Durkin had no idea where he was on the court, and Vislova was in the best position, but he just put her off as well because he could see her, she could see him. A fantastic defense from Mittelheisser.
13-7.
So communications between the purple-clad Russians looking a little strained as they're under pressure. Brilliant from the French. 3 in a row for them.
14.
She made that 4.
7.
Now this is what I love to see. She did a great, Fontaine did a great short serve. Vislova played the net, but Fontaine was straight on it with that backhand kill, which sets her partner up. It's very, very encouraging when your partners are aggressive like that.
Listen to them now, they really are pumped.
Yeah, they've got that momentum. Everything's going really well for them. Got to keep that control.
5 points in a row then. Can they build from here?
Service over.
They'll be fully aware of how dangerous these Russians are, having lost to them 5 times before. Too cute with the angle, just spills wide. French extend their lead.
16-8.
Well, Durkin was right to go for this drop shot. Fontaine had crept forward. She was very central, so that cross-court drop shot would have worked.
Wow, that was quick thinking.
Over. 9-16.
Brilliant, brilliant disguise. Great athleticism from Mittelheisser.
Service over.
It's that confidence for someone so young to be able to do this, but put the pressure on the female, keep her at the back, and then just disguise and just create that soft touch. Fantastic. Yeah, even got a clap from Vislova, so.
Oh, last minute decision from the young Frenchman, youngest player on the court, 22 years old. Just got that one wrong. Elected to play it at the 11th hour. Too late.
I think he was wishing that shuttle was out rather than really believing that shuttle was out.
Well, it's the old adage in racket sports, it's hardest to hit winners when you're ahead. And they're only 4 points away from the W now and a place in the final, the young French team. But still, we know just how solid in defence the Russians are.
This is where the nerve starts creeping in. They need to take their time. Need to calm those nerves. They may have already seen their place in the final. Oh, Mittelheisser hit that returner serve straight onto Vislova's forehand. And that was it. He was right on the back foot from then on. Take their time out. It's always important to, I don't know, find a feather on the court. Do something to stop the momentum of your opponents.
Five points in a row for the Russians as they mount the comeback. Oh, what a brilliant point. Point of the match, that one. And it's down for Fontaine, but not out.
And I'm sorry to say it was that cross-court drive for Mittelheisser put himself and his partner in trouble again. It was straight onto the forehand of Durkin. This is where, if he's going to get better as a mixed player, he's got to stop those shots. It doesn't work at all. And
what does it do? Do you surrender the angle to the opponents?
As a person on the, if your partner's just done that, it leaves you in the wilderness. You just don't know where that shot goes.
Oh, despite spirited play from the Russians, the French managed to just nibble the momentum back their way. To remind you, they were 17-9 up. The Russians won 6 in a row, but then they've just stopped that rot.
Well, Durkin thought he'd take a chance here and play a net shot, thinking the girl may be intimidated by him at the net, but not a chance. Fontaine was right on that from that net kill.
Left. Nina. 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 You ready?
Just stalling there, Nina Vislova. Russians bringing everything they've got right now. They're playing in 5th gear.
Well, they've got to play in 5th gear because the French are giving absolutely everything. Great rally. Again, he was so lucky with that cross court. And Fontaine, she stood her ground. And she was very, very unlucky. That could have been very close to just going over the net.
So an 8-point game becomes 2-point gain for the French. Two points away from the final.
I think Fontaine thought she'd won that a lot earlier. But somehow Durkin got his defence ready. It kept coming back. She thought she won it there, but Durkin managed to get his racket to it. And she just got enough clip onto that final smash. And she served short so many times in this match. Durkin knows that she's going to serve short. He doesn't even bother to even react to when she serves.
Vislova, crab-like position around the net here, quick to pounce, you'd imagine. Very imposing.
Yeah, it's a great serve from Durkin. Fontaine stands more towards her backhand side, which leaves her forehand very wide open, which is harder to get that angle.
Oh, brilliance from the Russian. Durkin just like a dynamo all over the court at the back there. Look at this dynamic athleticism.
19.
And Vislova very alert with her hands.
Well, it was set play. He wanted those cross-court shots. He needed to play for those cross-court shots, so they would play, the French pair would play straight right onto Vislova's forehand.
Oh, they missed it. Perhaps he took his eye off the shuttle, and that brings up match point.
Service over. 20.
And again,
Match
set up
point.
perfectly for
19.
Durkin. All he had to do was hit that in the tram lines, and that was match point to the Russians, but it's match point to the French.
Calm and collected. The 6 seeds level up. So it's going to be a game decided by 2 clear points.
Seriously, I'm going to have a word with Mittelheisser about these cross-court forehand drives. He did it again. Wrong choice of shot.
Well, having saved 1 match point, they now have a match point of their own.
21-20.
10 minutes shy of an hour.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's heart in the mouth badminton right now. Such an intriguing watch.
21-all.
I thought the Russians had that. Vislova read that shuttle, but she didn't put enough on that shuttle. She played it safe. Mittelheisser got to it, and Durkin just drove into the top of the net.
Play.
Now Fontaine's been serving short. It'd be interesting to see what she does here if she flicks Vislova.
Vislova quick with the forehand there.
Service over.
Yeah, Mittelheisser should have gone to the backhand side. He should have crossed that shuttle.
Second match point opportunity to the Russians.
It's out.
And the return goes wide. Durkin drops to his knees. And the Russians, well, you wouldn't call it elated, but there's a massive sigh of relief from the purple-shirted Russians. Durkin and Vislova through with a humble bow. After 51 minutes, they're through 23-21 and the deciding game. What a match that was.
Match won by Vitaly Durkin. Nina Vislova.
Talk about leaving it to the 11th hour.
21-16,
That was a really, really
23-21.
compelling watch, and the Russians, after a very slow start, left it to the bitter end. They went the long way round, but they got there in the end, and it'll be frustration for the French, who fought valiantly, had a match point, couldn't quite convert it. So their head-to-head losses, sadly for them, as they beat a hasty retreat, extends to love 6 against the purple-shirted Russian duo, who are through to this year's final. They'll be delighted. Let's just take a look at the stats. There you can see that the Russians, in the end, they had most consecutive points, won a run of 6, but they come through in that very, very close encounter. A testing afternoon for them. They're through 2 games to 1. Just 2 points between them, total points 1. So let's hear from our winners.
Vitaly, Nina, congratulations through to the Scottish Open final. My first question is, how did you win that?
Actually, we didn't believe that we can win. When we are losing 7-10, you cannot have confidence or something. So we just try to play, not to give up. And then suddenly we got some points. And then when we reach already 14, then we start to think that we can win. And then now we start to struggle. So that's why I think.
The first set, you looked tired, a little bit down. Was that true?
Because yesterday we have difficult match against Michael Fuchs and Birgit Ovitzer, and too many emotions. We lost there. 3 difficult sets against top 15 in the world, so not so many emotion in the beginning. That's why we didn't play that well in the first set.
Nina, but looking forward to tomorrow in the final, going for the win.
Хочешь ли ты выигрывать завтра?
Yes, this tournament is a long way and I won't win.
So you're looking forward to it. Well, congratulations through to the final, and we'll see you tomorrow. Well done.
Well, there's our order of play. Still got a plentiful amount of badminton here for you. Hans Christian Vitingus of Denmark, the top seed. He's in action next against the 5th seeded Estonian from Tallinn, who's none from 5 in their head-to-head showings. It's today the day for a change for the Estonian. Following that, Kirsty Gilmore against Anna Thea Madsen of Denmark, a person who she beat in the Bitburger Open. But she's been a top 40 player, so that could be a tough one for Kirsty Gilmore. Big expectation on her. She's been in the semis here and the final before. And then following that, Birch and Woolwork from England up against Barning and Tebelling of the Netherlands. That's what we have in line.